Hello, in this video I'm going to talk about the new feature in the game, the challenge difficulty setting. So I'm going to go over quite a bit in this video, so stay tuned. I'm going to put chapters in this video. If you're interested in jumping to a specific section, you're going to be able to do that very easily. But let's get right into it. So let's cover how to do the setting in case you're not familiar. You go into your options like this, you go to character screen, and it's at this very top section here. It's going to be defaulted to adventure right here. This is the standard overland difficulty that has always been in the game with no adjustments. If you want to set it to seasoned, then you get an increased damage taken by 100%, and then you also get a reduced damage taken or reduced damage done by half, and then you increase your experience by 20, and you increase your gold by 50%. And if you increase it to master, then you get 300%. Then you also get, a 300% increased damage taken. So that's roughly four times the damage. And then you get an increased experience gain of 75%. And then your increase of gold is 100%. So that's double the gold at this level. And then for Vestige, they increase the damage that you take by 600%, which equates to 7 times the damage, because you increase something by 100, that's double. So if you're increasing it by 600%, that's 7 times the damage. Reduce damage done by 80%, and then you have an increase of experience by 100% for gains from monsters. So you have to actually kill stuff for this to take place. You can't just go do crafting writs or something like that. You have to actually be killing enemies or helping kill them by tanking or healing. And then increasing your gold intake by triples, basically 200% increase means you're getting 3 times the gold. So I'm going to go over how you can achieve some of the achievements here. If you go into the journal and you go into the achievements ribbon, and then you come here to this recent seasons, right underneath the general section, you have challenge difficulty, several different things that you can work on for different areas of the game and different difficulty settings. You can get a lot of things done for seasoned, which is basically the first level up above the default. So the easiest increased difficulty is seasoned. And then they have a number of things that you can try to do with the Vestige difficulty activated. For example, there is a difficulty, challenge difficulty, and seasoned and higher is what most of these are. And then there are achievements that you can do. Just look at the earned one, that'll help. Okay, this is the one. It is as the Scroll Foretold. You've got to do all of these different activities with Vestige difficulty on. So this is very highly recommended that you do this with a lot of people, because the damage involved in this is very, very high. You're going to need at least a tank or two, but I'll get into that in a little bit here. But I'm going to go over some things that will make this easier to do. So first off, I did a test where I used a companion DPS to go fight Sharpfang and Deshawn. So on this first test here, the fight lasted for 2 minutes and 50 seconds. And we'll just take the damage done, and we'll take my character out of the equation here. And as you can see, my Miri companion did 6,938 DPS over the course of the fight. And so I was testing to find out, does this difficulty setting affect companions? And I have discovered that in fact it does not. So for DPS anyway, I'm pretty sure that it doesn't affect any companions in any way. Damage taken, any of that. So companions might actually be the secret ingredient to unlocking getting this stuff done. So if you don't have your companions leveled to 20, if you don't have them geared out really well, you haven't gotten their rapport up a lot, I would highly recommend working on that while you're doing this, because you're going to get extra experience by doing all these modes, and any experience that you get is transferred to your companion, so that'll help you level your companion while you're doing this, and the more levels they get, the more effective they'll be. If you don't have a good system for your companion setups or how to work with those or get them or whatever, I've got a folder of companion videos on my channel. I will link that playlist in the description. If you're curious, you can go look at all of my companion content. Also, this is the Battle Scrolls add-on I'm using. I will also link my add-ons playlist as well in case you are curious about any add-ons that I have covered in the game. This add-on is really good for analyzing and testing information in the game. As you can see, you can test how often they're critically striking, what skills are doing a really good job of doing damage, and what ones just kind of suck and you should kind of swap out. Some of this stuff looks like it's about the same on paper, but then when you get it into content, you can really see the difference in how well it actually does. So this is the adventurous or adventurer setting, basic standard, no increase in damage, 6,938 DPS. And so if we want to look at the Vestige difficulty, as you can see, the fight took considerably longer. Let me go ahead and remove my tank's awesome DPS here of whatever it was. But as you can see, my companion's DPS basically is the same. There was a little bit of fluctuation there, but I'm going to contribute that to an RNG difference of critical strike rating. She only had a critical strike rating in this fight of 7.8%, and her DPS was roughly 100 less. So it really was not that different. Not the 80% drop that I get. For example, we can look at my damage in the two fights. We'll go ahead and, again, I'm on a tank build here, so I'm not doing a whole lot. So there's 3,900 damage done on the adventurer. 3,908 on the adventurer setting. And then if I check the other setting and go to damage done and remove Miri, as you can see, I only do 938. So considerable drop in damage done. I'm only doing 12% of the share of damage on the Vestige difficulty, whereas if you look at the damage done here, I'm doing 36%. So it's basically gutting my damage, and that's going to happen on any character that you do for damage done. Now, another thing that I'm going to show you, healing. This might be another thing that might be a really kind of a good way if you've got a healer on your roster and you want to try and get this stuff done in just an overland group situation. Healing apparently does not get affected by this as well. As you can see, it's only damage done and damage taken. So if we switch this to adventurer like that, and I just hit my radiating regeneration, I'm getting a heal of about 2,500 every second. So it's not going to show you in the tooltip here or in your character screen the reduction in damage. Nothing shows up here in terms of when you switch the difficulty. This doesn't change. So like your spell damage always shows the same. It's just a background equation that's being added to the game in terms of what your output damage is. It doesn't change what you can see. So I'm going to go ahead and switch this to Vestige. like that. And now I'm going to hit my radiating regeneration again. And as you can see, I'm still getting that 2500 heal. So the healing is not affected by this. So if you've got a healer on your roster, you could go, for example, to Alakir Desert and just heal the dolmen while everybody's getting smashed with damage on in Vestige difficulty. Or who knows, maybe they're not even on Vestige difficulty. Another thing that you can look at is when you go into changing the difficulty level, you can actually see if somebody else is on a difficult level or not by looking at their character. And if they've got one of these difficulties added, then it will put the symbol next to their name, especially if you're in group, you can see it. Not sure if I'm going to be able to find anybody that's got it on. Maybe I can travel to a base game zone and find somebody. We'll do that. But I wanted to go over the benefit of using a tank companion in Vestige mode because their damage taken does not get affected by this. So they can tank everything that they normally can tank on the regular default setting. They can tank everything that they normally can because it doesn't affect them. So, for example, as long as your tank, okay, here's somebody right here that's got the setting. You can see their name has the still knocks and then the icon is next to it. So that means they are on seasoned difficulty. If you look next to the seasoned there, it shows you what the symbol is. Adventurer just has the regular ring. Then there's the ring with the one weapon, and then two weapons are added for master, and then it has the two weapons and the Molag ball type looking skull. So you can actually see if somebody is actually on a harder difficulty or not, in case that's of interest. But like, for example, I can go over here to this boss. We'll just ride over here and see if anybody's fighting them to see if we can heal something. We'll get on the horse here and I'll bring out a tank companion before I do that. That way, when we get there, I can show the damage of the boss. Again, I am on Vestige difficulty, so this is the super hard difficulty. Okay, so we have the boss here. So I'm just going to heavy attack the boss. And now I'm going to let my companion just tank him. I'm just going to heavy attack on my back bar. I'm going to try not to heal him so that I can display. He's got his own heal, so I'm just going to try and. He is getting healed from the altar, so we'll let that expire and we'll see how he does. But as you can see, Sharpfang himself has the icon next to him. And so as you can see, my companion tank is doing just fine. All I'm doing now is I'm just hitting a heavy attack on the back bar here. And he's doing just fine right here like this. So I'll go ahead and put him away for a second, and then we will run off here and we'll let the boss reset. He should leash here in a second. All right, there he goes. He leashed. Of course, I got Durzogs chasing me now. All right, I'll just let this one kill me. It'll be quicker. I'll get up and flip the. We'll go ahead and look at the journal here for the battle scroll. So as you can see, damage taken 154,000. So we'll go ahead and pull Bastion out again. And now we'll reduce the damage to it, or the setting to Adventurer. So now he's got the basic standard overland. So I'm just going to heavy attack the boss like this and let Bastion hold him. And we'll just let him fight him for a 30-second period here while we're observing. As you can see, I'm just going to heavy attack on the back bar. This shouldn't give any healing to Bastion, so he can basically tank the boss in the same manner. So we can kind of analyze what it looks like for each setting. Go ahead and look and see what that was. 1 minute and 43 seconds. So we'll just let it go for a full minute and 43 seconds just so we can get a good match. As you can see, if you've got a companion tank that can tank a world boss and not die, regardless of what mode you're in, you can just sit here and parse on the boss in overland zones, especially in base game. They're easier to deal with. Some of the DLC areas are more difficult, obviously. So if you go into like Solstice or Westweald, for example, has some really difficult world bosses. If you go into Vestige on those, your companion is probably going to have trouble just on the regular difficulty itself. And so you're probably going to have some trouble just because those bosses hit hard. So just keep that in mind. It has nothing to do with the Vestige difficulty. It just has to do with it is what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and put the companion away there since we've gotten the 143. And I'll go ahead and leash him back. All right, so now that should look, we'll be able to look at the first fight here. Damage taken was 154,000 on the Vestige difficulty. And then the second one where we went to the standard fight, the damage taken was 206, but it was a longer fight, for example. But you can see the damage per second over here on the right-hand side. His slash did 336 per second. So if you go into the Vestige difficulty, it's 327. So pretty much the same damage done to the companion, regardless of what setting you put it on. So it's a high recommendation that you get your companions up in a tank DPS and maybe even a healer if you need one. Again, I've covered how to set all of these up and my recommendations. If you don't have to do it the way I did it, but if you're looking for some information on that, check out that companions playlist that I'm putting in the in the description, as well as the add-ons. So just go over here, the achievements real quick that you can do. There's quite a bit of them. You can go, basically there's two ways to do this. You can get all of these done on Vestige difficulty, and then we can't do the dynamic encounter until July 8th, so keep that in mind. If you get everything here else done, then you'll basically just be waiting for the dynamic encounters to begin on July 8th. And then you can do everything else pretty much on seasoned difficulty, which is just the first level up, and you can work on all of this stuff pretty passively. The damage is really not that difficult on seasoned, and you can work on all of these achievements by just switching that difficulty setting on. And I'm pretty sure you're not going to even notice the difference in terms of damage taken on there. You're probably going to notice a significant difference in how much damage you are doing. But I would just recommend, if you're going to do all of this stuff, make sure your penetration is at 9,000. That is what you need for overland difficulty. You can either get that through true penetration like this, or you can include major and minor breach on your build, and that should get you there and have it taken care of for everybody in the group. So those are some things that I wanted to recommend and cover in this video, because I know this is a new feature that a lot of people have been asking for. I was kind of skeptical on how fun or necessary this was, but now that I've played around with it a lot, it really has been a lot of fun uh, testing out and doing things on a more difficult level. I can tell you that if you're going to tank any of this stuff on Vestige, you actually do need to learn mechanics on all this stuff now, which is kind of crazy because some of this stuff you actually need to get out of the way of. You cannot block it. There's some stuff out there against certain bosses that will just one shot you if you're standing in front of it or in the damage pool or whatnot. So there are a lot of things that you have to learn with this Vestige difficulty, because you're taking 7 times the damage. Some of this stuff, when you scale that up, is just going to wipe you out no matter what. So it is a lot of fun to kind of get a new content to figure out how to tank and uh, heal or DPS whatnot. But give it a try. I think it'll be a lot of fun. There's a lot of categories in the achievements that you can go after. Um, Different types of enemies: dolmens, delve bosses, world bosses, public dungeon bosses. Group up with some friends and just go have fun. If you die, it's not a big deal. You can just res right there and just continue on in the fight. It is a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun in the past couple of days testing this out and doing some things. So if you thought this video was helpful, please consider liking the video and subscribing to my channel. I've got over 350 videos on the Elder Scrolls Online video game. They're all organized by created playlists. If you go to my YouTube channel and go to the playlists tab or go down to where my playlists are, I've got all the videos organized by subject. I have tanking videos, general guides, crafting videos, add-on videos, farming videos, all kinds of stuff. Go on there and check out my playlists and see if there's anything that interests you. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in another video. Bye.